now I'm out of breath. I hope you guys enjoyed my blue outfit. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Morgan and I'm the maker behind Allo Crochet. And if you're one of my fabulous returning crochet friends, then hey, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be doing part 2 for the marketplace prep. Before we get into that, you guys, my next pattern is officially here and ready to be tested. You guys, the next pattern I'm so excited is the mini Chef Cappy pattern. This pattern, of course, comes with 2 different variations. So this is this little fella, he's holding his little tomato. And then here is the other little guy. He is holding a little cherry pie. You can also make it blue, maybe have a blueberry pie, whatever you prefer. Are they not the cutest little duos? So once we did the first original OG Chef Cappy, I forgot to put my phone on silent. Anyway, the original Chef Cappy is this size. So if we want to get a good size comparison. So I finished this one and so many of my Patreon friends were like, you should make a mini Chef Cappy version. So of course, here we are. At the time you guys are watching this video, mini Chef Cappy is currently being tested by my level 3 Patreon members. If you are interested in testing, becoming a Patreon member, and interested in all the very fun other things that we do, including another top secret pattern test this month and including the Pushy pageant, I will put the link in the description box below if you are interested in checking that out. Highly recommend. We always have a fun time. I want these 2 to be included in the peanut gallery. Maybe we just remove this one. So yes, you heard that right. We are doing a top secret pattern test on Patreon this month. I'm going to be market prepping a bunch today, and then tonight I'm going to continue working on that, and I'm very excited for it. I've never done a top secret pattern test before, so this should be interesting. But if you guys missed it in last week's video, we did part 1 for the marketplace prep series. So if you did not know, and honestly I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't because I've been neglecting it like crazy, I do have an in-person marketplace at a local like vendor booth type thing. Right now it's looking absolutely abysmal. I have like no inventory in it. It's very bad, but we are changing that now in our year 2026. If you missed last week's video, highly recommend checking that out so you can see the full progression of this process. But let's do a little mini recap for everything we got done last week. So last week we got done most of these items. So we do have 5 of these emotional support dumpster fires. By the way, you guys, all the patterns will be linked in the description in case you'd like to make any of these for yourself. But this is that pattern by the Foxden Mom Life. Highly recommend. Super, super cute. Then we've also got our 4 little mini desk buddy capybaras. This pattern is by Lilac Moon Crochet. It is no-sew. This little pickle pattern is by me. It's actually free on my Instagram if you'd like to check it out. I also have 6 of these fuzzy weighted mushy boys in a bunch of different color variations. So this pattern is by Chonky Crochet on Instagram. And yes, they do have weighted pellets there on the inside. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're super fun. They kind of remind me of like little knacky sacks. So they're also kind of like little desk buddies. These patterns are also mine. This is part of my fruit basket bundle pattern from way, way long ago. So these are like little fruit stress balls. We've got 4 of the blueberries, 4 of the oranges. I did also make some of these hanging plants last week, which I'm really proud of. So we have 3 of those. And then last week I did also make 4 of these plant hangers as well in a bunch of these different colors. Really cool detailing on the side there, kind of like that little triangular pattern. Now, in between filming last week's video and this week's video, I did get some stuff done and I'm quite proud of it. So I did actually go ahead and make another hanging plant, which I was kind of surprised about because normally I don't make any more than 2, but I really got in a roll with these. So I made another one. I made this one in this really cool, kind of like, I don't know, is this burgundy, burnt orange? I don't know, whatever color this is. I used loops and thread, impeccable yarn. And again, same thing. It's got that really cool, like triangular pattern there on the side. So you really get to see it when you actually put the plant in it, and then it kind of separates a little bit. And then again, I always put the little keychain on the top there so you can really hang it wherever you want. You can hang it in your window. You could hang it on your porch. You could hang it in your bathroom. I don't judge. So we now have 4 of those, which is super nice. And you guys, my OG crochet friends, if you've been with me for a while, I've got some news for you. We finished the sunflower granny square bag. Yes, I know. We thought it would never happen, but guys, the day is here. I did finish the sunflower granny square bag. But probably the most satisfying aspect of finishing this is that it's no longer in my whip cart back there. I do have other things still in the whip cart, so maybe in the future we'll have to do like a empty my whip cart with me video of sorts. But this is no longer in there. So this is what it looks like. It took 3 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 granny squares to complete. I'm sure there is a pattern out there to line them up like this. I just didn't follow one. I just kind of planned it out myself. But I will link below the instructions for how to make these particular granny square sunflower pattern. Wow. Sunflower granny squares, that's what I'm trying to say. Because I did follow a tutorial for that. And I highly recommend it because I love these sunflower granny squares. They are my favorite. The one thing about this that I definitely shouldn't have done, I waited until the very end to weave in all of my yarn ends. And there were probably like 12, which really isn't that bad. I just definitely don't like weaving in the yarn ends. I don't find it very satisfying. It is satisfying though once it's all done and you have all the little yarn ends in your hand, but the process itself wasn't very fun. So we are going to put this in the marketplace. Like I said in last video, I am going to put like a little pegboard up there. So I'm not sure if it's going to hang on the pegboard or if it's just going to sit on one of the little shelves. We'll have to figure that out. I also don't know how much I'm going to charge for it because honestly, you guys, I cannot charge what this actually should be worth, if that makes sense. This took me so long to make, so long. It always takes me so long to make granny square bags. And if I charged what it was supposed to be, it would probably have to be like $150. And obviously we're not going to do that, but I also don't think I'm going to be making another one of these in quite some time. So it's all good. It's really just the personal satisfaction of being able to have it finished at this point. So if you watched last week's video, you know that this is our market prep list. This is what it's looking like. These are the goals and these are all of the items that we have already completed and crossed off the list. And now we can also cross off the sunflower granny square bag as well. One last thing I wanted to show you guys before we got to crocheting today. I just got these custom signs made. I designed them myself and I'm so excited for them. So I'm planning on also putting these in the marketplace. Look at that, you guys. So I wanted to have something in the marketplace that said, you know, I do also have crochet patterns available online. So if you're a crocheter and maybe you just want a pattern, you don't want to actually buy like a physical crocheted item, I do have these types of patterns online in my shop. And I just picked some of my most recent ones, some of the fun ones to put there on the list. And of course we have it in our lovely branded style, I guess, the little mint colors with the little clouds. And then I also made this. So I put this little sign that says now accepting custom orders and showing some of the things that I could bake. I'm currently not publicizing that I'm accepting custom orders because a while back I decided to take a step away from that so I could focus on pattern writing. But lately I've been getting into a really nice groove with pattern writing. I'm becoming a lot more efficient with it. So I have been taking some custom orders here and there, and I realized I just said I haven't been publicizing it and I'm literally filming a video right now. But anyway, I wanted to make the sign because this is just going up in like our local booth here, especially since the stuff on my customs list is so different than the stuff that I actually have in the marketplace. And these also came with these little like sign holders here, so they will just sit in the booth like that, which is really neat. I will also have, I can try to find a picture and put it on the screen for you guys here, my banner. I'll have that hanging in the booth as well, and obviously this matches that, so it'll be a very nice cohesive look. I'll also have my business card, which I have one right here. My business card also looks the exact same as the banner and in the same style as these signs, so everything is really coming together and I'm very excited. So one of the other things on Patreon that we do is Zoom Hangouts, which are so fun because on any other platform, like any live streams we do, I'm not actually able to like talk to you guys, you know what I mean? It's all just in the live chat, but the Zooms are so fun because we actually get to chat back and forth. Anyway, during that, I always like to have something that I can kind of mindlessly do. So I was looking at my marketplace restock list, and one of the things that really stood out to me were the little octos. So I wanted to make some octos that were kind of like, I don't know, kind of like little stress balls, kind of like little fuzzy friends. So this is a pattern by Sweet Softies. That's what it is. Sorry. I almost said all from Softies and I totally just morphed the next pattern with this one. This is by Sweet Softies. I love it. I've been making these for so long. I really like it because it has the individual little tentacles. So the plan is I'm going to embroider the eyes onto these ones. So I did the light pink, the darker pink, and the yellow. And then I also mostly finished the one in green. So I want to do like a whole rainbow color type situation. And this is all made with with Feels Like Bliss as well. But one of the things, if you watched last video, you know that we are doing is I'm trying to go down this list in order to really keep myself accountable and make sure that I am hitting every point and that I'm not like skipping over everything. So we are going to put the octos on the back burner for right now, and now we are going to focus on perhaps one of the things that I am most excited to make on this list, and that is the swinging animals. This pattern is by All From Jade. That is the pattern that I mixed in my brain with the Sweet Softies name. I'm sure you guys know All From Jade. She is like super popular. Her patterns are really popular. I saw this so long ago and I've wanted to make it for a very long time, so we are going to start making some of them today. There are 8 different animals included in this pattern, so it looks like there is a penguin, a turtle, a mallard, a seal, a walrus, axolotl, otter, and frog, and they are all so adorable. And I've never made anything like this before, so I'm really excited to see how it turns out. So let me go ahead and purchase this pattern, and then we will get started with making some of these. Yay! And we just got the pattern. I'm so excited. I really love the color combos that she used here, like the color of the animals mixed with the color of the swings. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of follow her inspo here and try to match the swing colors and everything as closely as possible. So let's pick out our yarn colors. Alrighty, so the first one we are going to make is the little mallard swing. So I grabbed all of the colors that I should need for the mallard. Can you guys believe I've only ever made one other mallard before, and that was actually for a custom order. They wanted me to modify my Fruit Hat Ducky pattern, so I just did some color changes and turned it into a little mallard. But I've never made one of these little cylindrical mallards before, so I'm really excited. And then we have our, I just dropped my yarn. And then we have our little navy blue color for the swing there. All of this is Parfait Chunky. We're gonna use a 5mm hook. I think I'm probably gonna use 12mm safety eyes just because the faces seem pretty small. Alrighty, and I just finished the first few rounds, so that is what it's looking like. That is going to be the width, I guess, of this mallard duck. I just made another order with Premiere. It is my first Premiere order of the year, and it was like January 10th, so clearly I didn't last long with not ordering yarn for this year. But whenever I place orders with Premiere, it's basically just because I'm running low on certain colors and they're kind of a necessity. So as you can see back here, I have like no white left. There's only 2 of the cream ones left. I need some more red, some more of the dark green, some more of the navy. I really need some more of the tan yarn, and that is kind of what really pushed me to place the order right now. And then I also need some more brown yarn too. I always go through teddy bear so much so quickly. Makes sense though, because lately I've been designing a lot of patterns that require that tan color, especially like the Chef Cappy and the mini Chef Cappy. So when that comes in, we'll have to do a little yarn haul. It's been a while since I've done a yarn haul, so I'm pretty excited for that. Oh my goodness, speaking of yarn, did you guys see, so on my Instagram, I did post the results video for the amount of yarn that I used this year. Let me give you guys some of the like really more in-depth stats for that because it is insane. This is my little sheet right here where I did all of my calculations. For some reason I decided to do it in Sharpie. I don't know, I'm not a Sharpie girly. I don't really know what I was thinking. So the amount that we used the most was Parfait Chunky, no surprise there. Parfait Chunky is always like the yarn that I design all of my patterns in to start, and then I will make them in other variations after that. That's just because Parfait Chunky is very kind of like standard. It's like very middle of the road. It's a size 6, you know, you use a 5mm hook with it most of the time. So I used 170 skeins of Parfait Chunky, which if you were curious for whatever reason, that equates to 22,270 yards. How crazy is that? Oh my gosh. Then in second place was Sweet Snuggles. So I used 64 skeins of Sweet Snuggles, which was surprising to me at first, but then I remembered towards the beginning of the year last year, I was making a ton of jumbo plushies. I just realized I'm supposed to be color changing to white here. Whoopsie. Oh my gosh, I really only needed a tiny little bit of green. I thought I was going to need to use this too. So used to making like larger plushies. So anyway, I forgot how many of the jumbo plushies I was making last year, like especially for my Palm Street Lies. I was really like going ham on the whole jumbo plushie thing. So we did use 64 skeins of that, and then I also used let me see here, 22 skeins of Sweet Snuggles Light. And honestly, I feel like that number would have been higher, but Sweet Snuggles Light was really not available for most of the year last year, because that really was one of my favorites before they kind of had to take it off the shelf there for a little while. But it is back and better than ever, and I'm really happy for that. And then finally, you guys, in third place, I'm gonna give you a second. Can you guess? Can you guess what could possibly be in third place? That was supposed to be the like thinking music from Jeopardy, but of course I can't use that music. So in third place was Feels Like Bliss yarn, which totally makes sense because I've just been on such a kick lately, basically for the last like 5 or 6 months, with making fuzzy and weighted plushies. So that definitely checks out. So in total, we crocheted with 65,564 yards of yarn, which equates to 37.25 miles. When I first did that calculation, I looked at my hands and I was like, are we okay? Are we good? Because that's insane. 37 miles, that's more than a marathon. Like, what am I doing? But it was very fun doing the whole process and counting all of the yarn and basically doing snow angels and all my yarn labels and like throwing them all over myself. That wasn't a requirement for the series, I just wanted to do that. Oh my gosh, we're already done with the white yarn. We got a color change to brown. I forgot to grab brown. How did I forget brown? See what I mean? I use a ton of teddy bear. So yeah, that was very shocking for me to see. 37.25 miles. I mean, that's just bananas. I mean, it's not the 300 miles that Mr. LA guessed last week. So could you imagine 300 miles? I question if that would even be possible. So for those of you who don't know, we also turned it into a little giveaway on Instagram. So I had everybody guess the amount of skeins that they thought that I used last year. And there were actually 2 winners for it. Shout out to Kenna, shout out to Crochet by Bambi. They both guessed the same number. So the final total was 459 skeins. Crazy. That just like totally blew my mind. Yeah, I did the wrong thing. This is what happens when I yap while I'm trying out a new pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. So yes, the final number was 459. The guesses were really all over the place, which was super, super fun to see. There were some people who were guessing into the thousands, which again, how incredible would that be if I got into the thousands? But we were right in the middle there at 459, and both Kenna and Crochet by Bambi guessed 457. So they were both only 2 away. There were other people who were like 3 and 5 away, so they were so close, but those 2 just guessed it even closer. One of the other really fun parts was waiting to see each day if someone would guess the exact number, and this time no one did, but so many of the guesses were super, super close. Oh my gosh, look at his little arms. Ooh, he's so cute. Again, like I said, first time making a little mallard cylinder, so I'm definitely seeing why people make these so much. They're incredibly adorable. So let's go ahead and finish the rest of this little mallard duck. I'll do the little details and everything, and then I'll show you guys how it looks. I feel like this angle makes me look like a Disney villain. Oh, who's that villain that I'm thinking of? I think it's the one from Hunchback of Notre Dame. How he's like, I don't know. Anyway. You guys, look at him! He is just the smallest little boy. Oh my gosh, the little cherub, little mallard cherub. He is so cute. Look at that little beak, the little twinkle in his eye, the blush. I love this. And it took me like no time at all to make too. I love him so much. I feel like his name needs to be Squishy. Right when I finished him, the first thing that popped into my head, do you guys remember that popular auto? It's kind of like a meme from the Kardashians where she's like, oh my gosh, is that a chicken? Okay, so I'm thinking I might want to make 2 of each variation. I feel like that could look really cool, especially since I'm planning on hanging them all on the pegboard. So let's go ahead and make another mallard, and then we'll worry about making the little swing that goes onto it. So I was supposed to have more time to crochet today. However, when we were inside the grocery store, someone accidentally sideswiped my entire car in the parking lot. Thankfully, they were okay, first of all, and they stood there and waited until we came back out. They were very nice. They like exchanged their their information and things like that. So this morning I had to spend a bunch of time like calling back and forth, like filing a claim and then like making an appointment with the auto body shop and everything. It's just been a whole thing. This is actually not the first time that this has happened to me. Somebody else hit my car in a parking lot like while I was parked and I was actually working probably like 4 years ago at this point. I don't know what it is. Is that like a normal amount for your car to be hit in a parking lot? Or is that really unusually high? Let me know because I'm not really sure. I swear in both instances I was parked in the lines. Like I don't think I did anything. My car is just kind of like a magnet for it, I guess. But yeah, totally sideswiped my car. It's the passenger side, the front and the back doors. And if you guys know, my sweet little Shayla, she's an oldie but a goodie. So I'm kind of like, oh, why do people keep doing this to you, old girl? I think we talked about this before at one point when my car stopped working for some time, but my car is legally an adult, if you will. And I really love my car. I want her to stick around for as long as possible. I just don't want her to be discouraged that she keeps getting, you know, attacked in parking lots. The first time it was the bumper, now it's the whole side. So I'm like, oh gosh, my Shayla. But I'm just hoping everything gets fixed really quickly. Everything is like as seamless as possible. And again, the person was very nice. It was just genuinely a mistake. So that's really all that I can ask for, you know. And then tonight I am taking Mr. LA for a little night out on the town. You know, it is his birthday tonight. So everybody wish Mr. LA a happy birthday. We are going to this nice restaurant that he likes. I made a reservation like a week ago. I was on it. So with all of that happening this morning, and then of course that tonight, I'm really not getting that much time to crochet today. That is totally okay because I just looked at my calendar and I should have plenty of time to crochet tomorrow as well. So we just finished both little mallards. Look how cute they are together. So now I'm trying to figure out how to do the swing portion. So this is what it's looking like so far. I did the little portion that he's going to sit on the bottom, and then I pulled it through the one side. Now we just need to pull it through, I guess pull it through the other side. I haven't made a new pattern in a while because I've been designing so much. So it's been so fun getting to try something new and different, and it's turning out so cute, which, oh wait, oh, I did it the wrong way. I accidentally looped it around the bottom instead of the top. This is another thing that comes with doing patterns for the first time. Okay, so yeah, it'll have to go through that way. Okay. Okay, there we go. Ah! Oh my gosh, you guys, look at how cute he is on his little swing. Guys, I'm seriously in love. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Okay, two other things that I really, really like about this pattern. The first is how the weight is distributed. Because it goes through each of his hands on both sides, you don't have to worry about him like toppling over and things like that. I guess that's also probably because there's the little swing portion here on the bottom. The other thing that I really like about this pattern is you can actually bring it up like that. So if for whatever reason you wanted him to be higher up on the chain, then you could do that as well. It's kind of like a fidget toy, I guess. But I just thought that was a really fun extra touch to it. I am so glad that I got this pattern, you guys. Highly, highly recommend if you haven't made any of these yet. I mean, look at that little boy. He just swangin'. So for the rest of the day, I think I'm just going to have some fun and make some more of these swinging animals. Like I said, I think I want to do 2 of each because I think that would look pretty aesthetically pleasing on the pegboard. Because there's 8 total in this pattern, that would mean that I'm making 16 total. We'll have to see if I have enough time to do that many. I think it'd be cool because although I've never made these before, so I have nothing to base this on, I do think that these would sell pretty well. I mean, they're so cute and they bring a lot of color and like fun to the booth as well. So I think I'm just gonna go for it and like hard send this. So we'll see how many more I get done today. I'm also gonna do some pattern writing a little bit later, so that's gonna eat into some of the time as well. But hopefully tomorrow I have many finished swinging plushies to share with you guys. If anyone is like ever stealing some stuff from your booth, you can just use these as little nunchucks to ward them off. So I didn't make that much progress last night, womp womp, but it was Mr. LA's birthday, so what are you gonna do? After I finished making the 2 little mallards, oh my gosh, look at them. I am completely in love with them, you guys. They're so cute. So after I finished making those, I then moved on to making the little froggies. They are so sweet, you guys. Look at that little fella. I'll give you the little 360 on this one. The way that she designed it and how the legs are positioned, it really does look like like he's swinging on the swing. So just the cutest thing ever. I'm so excited. So for the rest of the day, well, I should have been making more of these last night, but I didn't. So for the rest of today, we're going to work on making some more of these. I think the next one that I'm going to do is the axolotl. And I'm really loving the axolotl because he has the little meat face on. And by the meat face, I just mean instead of a derpy smile, he's just got the flat little line. I also think it's funny, like the juxtaposition of him being so flatline, but he's also riding a swing. Like, are you not entertained by the swing? So for the axolotl, I am going to be using this shade of yarn. It's not in a very aesthetically pleasing ball. I really don't know what happened to this. It's just kind of a little spaghetti blob. But I think this is perfect chunky cotton candy. And then I'm also going to be using bubble gum for the little fin detailings. So this axolotl has a little tail that's going to go on the back, which is very different from all the other ones. I don't think any of them are going to have tails. And then we have started what will be the head of the axolotl. And I have some rounds of single crochet here, so we can yap. Little update on my car. I was able to successfully file the claim and everything. They like submitted the paperwork to the auto body shop. Again, it's been a few years since it happened the first time, so I had forgotten the whole process and everything. So now I have been reminded how like the sequence of events goes. And now I've been able to make an appointment with the body shop for them to do the estimate, and then I'll be able to bring it back in February for it to actually be repaired. Oh my gosh, something else that I'm super excited about that we're going to be doing on my Patreon this month, we are going to do a plushie pageant. So basically how that's going to work is all of my Patreon members are going to select one plushie that they are the most excited about or the most proud of, and they're going to enter it into the plushie pageant. And basically all of us as a community, there's going to be different categories, kind of like how pageants have different categories, like the talent and the interview category. There's going to be different categories, and everyone is going to basically vote for their favorite in each category depending on whatever parameters we do. So in the very end, we'll tally up all the votes. There will be kind of like honorable mentions for all of the people who win each of those categories, and then once we tally everything up, we will choose one to be the winner and kind of be like the plushie of the month, or maybe like the winter pageant winner or something like that, and they'll win a special surprise, which I still have to decide what that's going to be. But I've not ever seen anyone else do anything like this. The idea just popped into my head the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, that would be so fun. I went onto our Discord and I was like, what do you guys think? Would this be fun or is it a little silly? And everyone was like hyping it up. They're like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. It received so much positive feedback, so I was like, okay, we are doing this, and I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited like this year, now that I'm getting more comfortable with Patreon. We've been doing it for about 6 months now. We're really able to like branch out and do some other things. I'm kind of getting into like the groove of how everything works. So many of my Patreon members have been making Anchor the Octos. Shout out Andrea and Mackenzie. They have been really inspiring me lately to finally make the anchor pattern. Can you believe I have never made an anchor before? I can't believe it. Especially since bobble stitches are my favorite stitches, which I realize is kind of random, but it is true. And I know that that pattern has like a million bobble stitches in it, so I thought it would be fun if in the future we did like a little Anchor the Octopus video. Maybe for every tentacle I do, we could chat about some different topic. I don't know. I would have to think about exactly what the theme of the video would be, but I just thought that would be really fun to do. Oh, I see. We are joining the tail into the body. I thought we were going to have to sew the tail in. Jade seriously is a genius with all these like little no-sew techniques. I love it so much. Wait, why can't I figure this out? Oh, okay. The amount of patterns that I write where you have to crochet something in directly to the body, you would think that I would get this on my very first try. Oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing. I think it's just because it's a new pattern, so my brain is like short-circuiting. Okay, there's the little tail attached. And in the front, it kind of looks like a little pink ghost, and in the back, it just has that little tail. I thought it would also be kind of fun to make like posts and like mention whoever wins the pageant on YouTube and on Instagram and everything, just so you guys can see who won the pageant and I can share everybody's works with you. Oh my gosh, you guys, also, thank you guys so much for all of the love and support with the Yarny Awards. I said before, like, if I had to pick 2 categories to be nominated for, Crochet Comedian and Designer of the Year would definitely be the top two. Also, designer of the year, like, excuse me, what? I was so shocked and honored to be nominated for both of those and going to the Yarny Awards and just seeing, literally my favorite part was seeing so many familiar faces, so many crocheters all in the chat, chatting together. I was definitely feeling the love. So thank you guys so much for all of your support always, and huge congratulations to everybody else who was nominated and everybody who won a Yarny Award the other night. For those of you who don't know, Yarnies are basically like our Oscars here in the crochet community. This year they were put on by Croutons Crochet, the Garden Hoe Crochet, and Crochet by Jenna, and they did such a great job hosting everything. The couch vault was hilarious. Shout out Naomi. They did such an amazing job running everything and like compiling all the data and making all the forms, and I know so much work goes into doing all of that. So huge shout out to them for hosting and for just making it a really fun experience for everybody in general. This is looking so funny. You know what it kind of looks like from the front, at least, not with the tail. It kind of looks like the little ghost in Pac-Man, if you guys know what I'm talking about. By the way, did you know that their names are like Inky, Blinky, Tinky? I don't remember the third one. It's like Inky, Blinky, Dinky, or Tinky or something like that. And then Clyde. The fourth one's name is just Clyde. I've always found that to be really funny. So I'm going to get to stuffing and finishing this guy up. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish the 2 axolotls because like I said yesterday, I would love to be able to have 2 of each variation. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves 2 little swangin' axolotls, and then I will check back in with you guys. They look like me when I came out and saw that my car got hit. No, but actually look at how cute they look. So I finished the whole thing before realizing that I was supposed to add the little outlining detail on the back here, so I just went ahead and added that. This is probably the most detailed one so far, I would say, with all of the fins coming out of the head and then also the little tail on the back there. And I did go ahead and make 2 of them as well. So we have our 2 little axolotls. They look very unimpressed together. And then I also went ahead and made the little otter. I really love the little otter, and I actually learned a new stitch while I was doing this one too, so that was really fun. I did give him the little blush detailing under each of the eyes. It's very subtle, and then we embroidered that little snout, and I made 2 of them as well. So far we have the 2 otters, the 2 axolotls, the 2 froggies, and the 2 mallards done. I feel like I've been at this for quite some time, but now looking at them all together, I'm like, wow, this is actually a lot of work. It's definitely more work than I realized. And at this point, we are officially halfway done with the swinging animals, and I have to say, all of those colors together look so fun. I think they're gonna look really visually satisfying on the pegboard, and they'll definitely bring a lot of color to the booth as well. So far, we have done all of them except the walrus, the seal, the turtle, and the penguin. So I think for the rest of the day, I'm just going to work on finishing the rest of them. The next item on the list is coasters, so I might be able to get to some of those tonight, but also you guys know how that usually goes. I never usually make the amount of stuff that I would like to. However, I am going to try at least to get all of the swinging animals done tonight. Again, I am still working on writing the top secret bonus pattern tonight, so I might have to spend a little bit of time doing that as well. So I will just do my best and see what and all I can get done tonight. You guys, I made the most fabulous progress yesterday with the swinging animals, if I do say so myself. We have made all 16 of the swinging animals. So of course, like I said, there are 8 variations in the pattern and I made 2 of each. Actually, it took me quite a bit longer than I thought that it would. I thought that I would get more done in this week's video, but we might crochet some more today. But let me show you guys all of the lovely swinging animals I made yesterday. So the first 2 we have here are the adorable little penguins. They are so cute. Oh my gosh. And now I have so many different penguins surrounding me. I have the penguin peanut gallery up there. I've got the swinging penguins. We've got a jumbo penguin back here. It's just penguins galore here. But look at them together swinging in perfect harmony. So cute. I'm definitely gonna have to try to get a final shot with all of them together. But first, the other ones that I made. So this one might be one of my favorites out of all of them. I feel like the mallard, the frog, the turtle, the penguin. Now I'm just listing all of them. But you guys, look at these turtles. Oh my gosh. I think it's just because it's just so different than all the other ones. You know, it kind of looks like the turtle's like standing up on the swing, which is kind of unsafe, but it is so cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. So I did go ahead yesterday and I made 2 of them. This one kind of wants to lean forward a little bit. It really is impressive the way that these are designed, that they're not like flying all over the place in terms of their weight distribution. Then we made the last 2, which was the seal and the walrus. So here are the 2 seals, and I also love the seals too. It's actually the first time I've ever made seals. Can you believe that? I've never made seals before, but I love how she designed the snout, and you do those 2 like little bobble stitch things in the lighter gray color, and then you embroider the little snout. And of course we also did the little blush detailing on the back there. It just looks so cute how he's sitting in the swing on top of his little tail. And then finally, so this one's very similar. Really the distinguishing characteristics on these ones are the colors, and then of course the tusks. I almost said tusks that you add. So these are the last 2. These are the walruses, the walrusi, however you would say it. So cute as well. So you guys, let's do a little swinging animal roundup. I want to get a little shot of all of them together. That means we're going to have 8 in one hand. So I'm gonna have to try to finagle this to see how we can do it. Oh my goodness. Oh, look how fun. Okay, let me go get the other ones on this hand. Okay, so this hand doesn't look nearly as pretty because I couldn't like move them in the right way because this hand is full, but you guys, look at all 16 of our swinging animals. These are like the ultimate nunchucks. They are so cute together, you guys. I love them so much. Like I said, the pop of color that these are going to add at the marketplace, I'm so excited. And the plan is for these to all go up on the pegboard, so they'll all be hanging up on the wall because I really wanted to display them actually hanging. Laying down, you really don't get the whole effect of what they're supposed to look like. I always had these in mind to make for the marketplace, so that's actually one of the reasons that I ordered another pegboard for that booth. So like I was saying, those took me quite a while last night to make, so I was kind of crocheting into the wee hours of the night last night. And after I got those done, I was like, psh, I can keep going. Let me move on to making some coasters. Because of course we were able to cross the swinging animals now off of our list. So I started making some of these flower coasters. I made some of these last year for the marketplace and I really liked how they turned out and they sold. So that was great. This pattern is by Ira Rott and it works up really, really quickly. So the plan is for me to make groups of 2 of them. So I'll just make 2 and then the tag will join them together. So I made this one and it has, if you count, 10 petals on it. And then I was like, wow, this looks so great. Let me keep going. I proceeded to make this one, which has 9 petals on it. And it is that point that I decided I need to go to bed because I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I can't count anymore. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with that one, but we are going to make another one that actually has 10 petals to go with this one. Some other color combinations that I would love to make today. So a white center with the pink petals on the outside, a white center with some purple petals on the outside, and then finally a white center with this really pretty like sage green color petal on the outside. And this is all burlap blanket and I'm going to be using a 6.5mm hook to make all of these. Originally I thought I would cut the video here, but then I thought, well, that would mean that all we really accomplished in this video was the swinging animals. But in my defense, there are a lot of them. A lot of detail went into them. So I am very proud that we were able to finish all of that. But I would like to make a few more of something else. So let's make some more coasters. So the plan for the coaster category, the vision that I'm having here. So all of these flower coasters, of course. I would also like to make some granny square coasters. I think I mentioned that last week. So like the granny squares, the sunflower granny squares that I used for that bag over there, they could easily be turned into coasters. I actually have one on my nightstand. So I might make some of those in some different colors. And then in the past, I've also made a cat coaster. So it's basically a coaster with cat ears coming out of it. And there's also a tail coming out of it. I know that I won't be able to get done those other variations today. We're probably just going to focus on at least doing some of the flower coasters today. So that way next week we should be able to tackle the coasters, the keychains, and the garlands, which will be really exciting. I'm so excited to make the garlands. I really would love to kind of take you guys the behind the scenes of how I make the garlands. It's kind of a little bit of a longer process because I use this machine to do them as well, but it's really fun and I find it so interesting. I also really, I don't know, because so much of everything that I do is like completely handmade by my own two hands. I think it is so fun to be able to use the I-cord machine to make like an aspect of migration as well. I don't know, it kind of makes me feel a little professional for some reason. I have machinery. Alrighty, we have just finished our second flower petal coaster. So now these are what the two are looking like. Like I said, I'll attach them with a tag, so the flower coasters will be sold as a pair, but highly recommend this pattern. It works up super quickly. So if you're looking to make something for our market, or if you also have a marketplace, if you want to make something that's not plushies or things like that, this would be a really good option. I just finished making the one with the white center and the pink petals as well. So it is currently 12:17. I am going to see if I can make the rest of these flower petals by 1. Honestly, I have not been timing myself, so I don't know how long it's been taking me up to this point. It hasn't really felt like it's been that long, so we might actually be able to make, so that would be 5 more coasters in the next about 45 minutes. Alrighty, you guys, I just finished all 3 of the rest of them. So in total, we have the pink one with kind of the little purplish center, and then we have the white and the light pink, and then the purple and white and the green and white. I do really like these two, especially together. I think they look really pretty together. And just to recap, this is everything that we have completed for the marketplace so far. And it is 1:06, so we were really close to that time. As I was making these, I kind of got the thought I might end up making 4 in each bunch and then just selling them as 4, because I was thinking like when you're getting coasters, you would probably want more than 2. You might want 4. So we are probably going to finish these in next week's video. You guys, that brings us to the end of part 2 of our marketplace restock. Thank you guys so much for joining me, for coming along, primarily as we made the swinging animals, but also a few little coasters too. Coming up in our series, we are going to be finishing the rest of our list, including the keychain category, the coaster category, the garlands, and the octos, and then the time will finally come where we can tag everything and redecorate the booth. Honestly, when that happens, I'm going to be so excited because so much work has gone into doing this. Remember, if you would like to check out my Patreon, the link is in the description. Our current pattern test is Mini Chef Cappy. We're also going to be doing a top secret pattern test very soon, and the plushie pageant. As always, if you're crocheting while watching this video, let all of us know what you're making in the comments, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye!